Hello, everybody. I completely forgot to put a notice out about doing this live. I just think that's hysterical. I don't know what I was thinking, but I just completely forgot about putting anything out there. So today I'm actually working with a couple different things. I am going to move my screen over just a little bit. My eyes again have been bothering me, so you'll have to excuse me while I dab my eyes. We'll just edit that out later. So today we're actually going to be working on cord cutting. Um, Kind of an interesting concept. I know when I first heard about cord cutting, I really thought it was just a bunch of new age mumbo jumbo. But in my work in therapy, I've been a therapist for 25 years and am now kind of working into combining all of the tools and strategies that I know to work with clients. And so one of the things that I recognized within my work with counseling was that we had attachments to others. We had a pull to them. We had some way of being connected, even if we didn't want to stay connected. We were connected to things, even if we knew that they were harmful for us, like substances. And that I learned later was energy. I didn't really know that at the time that I was doing the work that I was doing. And when I started learning Reiki, I heard about a variation of cord cutting we would do at the end of the session. And I actually do that every time. We disconnect, we cut the energy connection, the energetic connection between myself and my client. And then I sort of witnessed the benefits for myself and my clients to actually go in not just during the session, but to go in time of meditation, time of visualization, to actually go and remove those cords, remove any connection that wasn't there for our highest purpose, wasn't serving a need that we had. Maybe it did in the past, but it wasn't currently. And so anytime we think about, there's two sides of the energy, right? We can have some positive connections, we can have some negative connections. And so this is just a way of conceptualizing how we consciously, with intention, go about disconnecting. So obviously, not all cords are bad, right? And so when we meet people, whether it's family, whether it's friends, colleagues, people that we just know socially, whatever it might be, our energies naturally respond to one another, and actually they intertwine a little bit. And so, without this conscious effort or even awareness that we're doing it, that it happens, it just sort of unfolds in its own way. And I think it's one of the things that helps us to feel a little bit more close, a little bit more connected to each other. And that's a good thing. We're built for connection, we're built for community. And so we want to have that. I'm just going to get myself prepared. I'm going to light a little sage in a little bit. We want to have that connection for others. And when we do have that, it's usually reciprocal. It's usually positive, right? I'm giving and receiving within that relationship. And then sometimes it feels like the cords are a distraction. They can be draining, they can be heavy, they can feel like they're emotionally, mentally, physically weighing us down. That's when we know that there's something going on, either with that relationship or an aspect of a relationship. It can be a place, it could be a thing, anything that feels like it's challenging or toxic or just frustrating. It doesn't have to be that extreme to be toxic, but we all have cords. And, if you think about like the things that we could be attached to, it could be things that we have trouble with, like an addiction. It could be places and events. Think of, if we've had a traumatic experience, PTSD, we're going back to that event, we're going back to that place. So we have those cords that can feel a little bit challenging, a little bit negative. And again, we're not really aware, we're not usually consciously aware of the attachments, of the cords that are connecting us to other people or places or events. But I will say, it sort of struck home for me when I had an experience, and people probably heard me tell this story before. I had an experience. I was driving to work. It was a lovely day. It was a fine drive. And all of a sudden, I started feeling really anxious out of nowhere, just really anxious. And it felt heavy. It felt confusing because it just sort of emerged out of nowhere. And I was like, "What is this? What is going on with me?" And then I got to work, and one of my clients came in and said, "Oh, I was thinking about you earlier today. I knew we had our session, and I've been feeling really anxious and I was worried about the session. And, I didn't know how it was going to go. And I knew I had to talk about some big things." And I was like, "Oh, got it. That wasn't my energy. That was her energy." So somehow, I mean, I know, of course, I'm connected energetically with the clients that I work with, and I didn't do a great job of not only disconnecting after the last session, but also putting up a little bit of protection for me. And so that can be one example of it. Another example is I had been feeling really drained and a little bit, I would almost say like paranoid. I felt suspicious of others, and I was sort of doubting some relationships in my life. And I was like, where is this coming from? And I was talking to I was actually doing some energy work with one of my mentors, and she was like, "Well, let me go in and kind of see what's going on with the energy." And it felt like somebody that I don't even know. I have never met this individual, but they're friends with one of my friends. And they're a little newer to that person's life, and we have a long history together. Was feeling a little jealous, feeling a little resentful of the relationship we have, the history that we had together, and was sort of like lamenting about this difficulty, or this thing that she felt was a challenge. And my mentor was like, "Let's just clear that cord." And I was like, "There's that thing again. I'm hearing it again." And as soon as she did that, I did feel lighter and brighter. I did feel like myself again. And the funny thing is, the mutual friend that we had ended up texting me later that day. "Oh, I was just thinking about you," and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, okay, so sometimes people can be aware that the cords are being cut, and just to know that even if it's a negative thing that we're releasing, sometimes people can feel that withdrawal of your energy. So just be mindful that stuff might come up for you when you do a little bit of cord cutting that doesn't seem totally random. It's not completely out of the blue. There's a reason for why it's happening. So that's just two really, really quick examples of cord cutting. I am going to just light a little bit of sage. I just have a tiny bit that I want to my fire alarms above me, so I just want to set just to light a little piece of sage, actually, just to start to get us thinking about cleansing, thinking about clearing, and also asking anybody that's available to support us, our guides and guardians, to be present. So today, what we're going to be doing, I am not teaching you anything really about cord cutting other than what I just said. We are going to experience it. So this is going to be what I call Reiki infused meditation. I wrote a meditation for today. And we're going to just begin that process of cutting those cords and reclaiming our energy. So oftentimes, not only can we have those cords connected out, but sometimes it can feel like we've released, whether it's again intentional or not, that we've released some of our energy that we want to reclaim. So we're going to do that today. So if you have any questions or you have any comments, definitely you can put them into the chat and I will get to them after this. But I just want you to be able to experience a cord cutting if you're open to that. And if you're not, might not be your thing, that's okay. But we're just going to go into a state of meditation to open ourselves up, to connect to our inner wisdom. Put my feathers back. I'm just going to extinguish this a little bit. So I invite you, if you're in a place that you can get comfortable. The sage doesn't want to go out, so I'll just let that little piece burn. So if you're in a place where you can be comfortable, where you can close your eyes and just be able to receive, that would be absolutely fabulous. Um, okay. I like to start with taking some deep breaths in, and I invite you to do that as well. So today we're just going to focus on cutting those cords, releasing that energetic clutter so we can reclaim our energy. Cord cutting clears our energy. I feel like everything just brightens up our creativity, our drive, our focus, our positivity, our enthusiasm. The list goes on and on. Some people do call this process energetic hygiene, periodic cleansing and clearing of our energy. I kind of like that concept. I'm not so crazy about the phrasing, so we're just going to keep it cleansing and clearing. But I'll let you know, we are going to do some cord cutting with the support of Archangel Michael and the goddess Isis. But I'm also calling in the elements. I've already called in the elements. I've already called in all who we will be working with to support this release. I just want to give you a little bit of time to get comfortable. So if it's comfortable to close your eyes, if it feels safe, I invite you to do that. I will bring my microphone, just a little bit closer because I know I'll be a little bit quiet. So just continuing to take a few deep cleansing breaths. And I want you to begin to ground to Mother Earth. I'm going to be sending Reiki while we're doing this. If you see my hands up, if you open your eyes, that's what I'm doing. I want you to ground to Mother Earth, sending your grounding cord through wherever you're sitting, down through the floor of your room, through the foundation of the structure you're in, into the top layers of soil, sending your cords deep, deep, deep into Mother Earth. Reaching her center and core, where she's ready to receive your grounding cord with love and attention. We want to feel anchored and secured. Sometimes when there are times when we notice that we're feeling unsteady, we're feeling unstable, we're feeling distracted because of the cords that we have, we sort of don't feel like we're balanced, don't feel like we're centered and grounded. So we just want to start with that practice of grounding ourselves. And I invite you to set your intention that anything that you're going to release today, any cord that is cut, that it'll just melt away, however you want to imagine it, down the grounding cord into Mother Earth where she can transmute it. And even if you're not sure about what cords that you have that are going to be cut, you can just set that intention that anything that doesn't serve you will eventually be transmuted, is the word. Can't destroy energy, but it can be turned into something else. So you also may want to set your intention just to receive renewed vitality through Mother Earth, through this time, meditation and receiving. So today we'll be removing and clearing any cords that don't serve your highest good, cleansing and refortifying your energy, allowing you to reclaim back any parts of your energy that are attached in ways that don't serve you. In your mind's eye, I invite you to imagine calling in divine light to fill your room, supporting you, holding you safe during this process. Only light and energy of the highest frequency with benevolence and love to benefit you and your highest intention is welcome at this time. This divine light blocks any lower or potentially harmful energies. Begin breathing in the divine light, filling your energetic and physical body. Beginning to feel relaxed and safe. Allowing you to return to a place of stillness and quiet. With each breath, imagine the divine light filling and spreading out through your body. You are breathing in universal life force energy. It's luminous and radiant. It allows you to increase your vitality, increase your strength. It allows you to reconnect to your inner wisdom, your inner knowing. And we're going to invite in Archangel Michael to protect you during this meditation. We send gratitude to Michael for his protection and healing powers of assisting you to cut cords with people, places, and experiences, things that no longer serve you. We also will be inviting in the Egyptian goddess Isis. She extends her support in releasing any parts that have come to an ending or completion, and allows you to retrieve the parts of you that are ready to return, so you can experience regeneration of your sovereign energy. And we also send gratitude to Isis for her wisdom and strength and healing power, for assisting you in cutting cords, but also in the retrieval of the aspects of ourselves that we are ready to reclaim. So imagine in your mind's eye that the light of your room, the light of the divine, is flowing from the skies above, from the silvery and full moon. The moon shares her light, her magic, and her power with you, filling you with a deep sense of comfort and safety, sensing your inner wisdom expanding as all worries and anxiety are washed away in the loving light of the moon. Allow the light to illuminate areas of the cords that do not serve you. This can be an area of recent heaviness, of tension or pain, an area where there may have been an ache or irritation, an area that your inner knowing brings to your attention now. This area may be an area where there is an energetic cord that has been draining your life force energy. It doesn't serve your highest good. Either imagine a swift hand cutting through the energy, or an energetic set of scissors snipping away, or the Archangel's sword easily breaking the connection in the energetic strand. Take a deep breath in, and on the exhale, begin to release any cords that are holding you back, weighing you down, creating distraction, worry, and stress. The cords that are keeping you tethered and constricted. And remember, you're not doing this alone. Archangel Michael is available. Reiki energy is available. My highest intention for your highest good is also available. Affirm to yourself, I now sever and release any and all energetic cords that do not serve my highest good. I release these cords. I release the parts of me that were bound with these cords. Visualize or intuitively know that the cords are beginning to disintegrate down your grounding cord to Mother Earth. connecting to the spirit of earth, where the energy can be transmuted. Allow the fire of the sun to ignite the spirit of fire, burning away any energy that remains. Simply allowing the fire to purify. Affirm again, all cords are destroyed across all dimensions, never to return again. Allow the energy of the spirit of air to carry this intention across all time and space, in this lifetime and beyond. Feel the spirit of air lifting and supporting your energy to return you to your highest frequency and vibration. The spirit of air activates your third eye, returning clarity and expansiveness. Affirm again, I recover all the energy of mine that was once lost, whether freely given or not, conscious or unconscious. I call back and reclaim all of my energy back to me now. Feel the strength and vitality renew, sovereignty, personal freedom, and independence. Affirm, may all my energy flow back to me. Filling me once again with vitality and wholeness. Allow the spirit of water to bathe you, cleanse, and further purify your energy. This divine and life-giving water flows over you, gentle wave after wave. Allow this water to soothe you deeply. Until the water turns into a soft mist, iridescent and shimmering, softly fading into a golden glow. The golden glow creating a peaceful, energetic boundary of love and light, sealing in any energetic tears or openings left by the release of those cords, leaving your aura smooth and intact, your energy vibrant, your body and mind calm. Feeling energized that you can move forward in your life. Notice the difference in your energy, in your frequency. Take a moment to set an intention for all that you wish to create or co-create with this new revitalized energy for yourself, for others, for the world. Take a moment and send love and gratitude to Archangel Michael, the goddess Isis, nature's elements for their medicine. It is time to release this meditation, but know that you can always call in your guides and guardians to assist you in releasing what no longer serves you. So hopefully that was helpful. If you've never experienced a cord cutting or have something a little bit more significant that you need a little bit of help with in either identifying what that cord is, what that attachment is, or you'd like to have a little bit more I say guidance, one-on-one guidance, I encourage you to reach out to me and book a session, or at least talk to me about what are the resources available for you. I feel like this is a really good practice to have on our own. Like I said, when I first heard about cord cutting, I was like, what is this mumbo jumbo? And then when I thought about like how I see energy show up in my life, how I see it show up for clients, and this was even before I was working with energy consciously, it just is so important for us to have a mechanism to release those things. And when you have a moment where you can't figure out, why is my energy so drained, or why am I feeling heavy, or why am I feeling so lost or maybe disoriented? Maybe heavy sadness comes on out of nowhere and you're not able to pinpoint, like, where is the source of this, where is this coming from? Oftentimes that can be those cords, those connections, either a connection that you've made to somebody else, a place or a thing, or how somebody else has connected to you. And we want to make sure that we have, I always say, like, sovereignty of the energy, right? We just want to make sure it's just us. It's just us within the energy. And then we really are making conscious choices of who we want to stay connected to, or the things that we want to share energy with, or people, I shouldn't call them things, but you get what I'm saying. So hopefully this was helpful. Oh, Anne says thank you. You're welcome, Anne. I'm glad that you're here. So I think that is that is what I wanted you to experience. And if you have any questions, I know we have a ton of time. If you have any questions, let me know. You can put them into the chat. Otherwise, if you have questions later, you're always welcome to reach out to me. You can get a hold of me either through my website, Rivers Journey Wellness. You can come to these on Fridays. You can, there's so many options. You can come to my Insight Timer events, whatever works for you. Hopefully it's something that helps you move along in your day. And it might be one of those times where if you've never heard of it, or you weren't really sure what it was, it feels less hokey, less woo, less out there. Energy is definitely something that is real and something that we can continue to work with for our best interest. So, oh, I did want to say, I was resistant. I'm going to move the mic. I was sort of resistant to doing this. I was resistant to putting this out there. Yesterday, I pulled a card I was thinking about what I wanted to do today. And I pulled a card and it was purification. And I was like, I don't know if I want to do that. And then I pulled another card today and it was cleansing. So I had to laugh that there was this energy of like, this is the time to do a little bit of that cleansing, that little, a little bit of purifying. I know everybody always thinks of like spring is the time to like clutter clear, but winter is really also, or at least in the Northern Hemisphere, that's where winter is the time to do that as well. And I feel like each season has its own energy, its own frequency, its own vibration, but in own wisdom, of course. But there is time for us to sort through the things and really look at what hasn't been working for us so that we can recalibrate and we can kind of move forward with a little bit more confidence, feeling, like our personal power has been reactivated, reignited, or maybe just gotten a boost or whatever, however you want to conceptualize that. So I thought that was kind of funny. I thought I would share that. And I thought, when I had the card purification and then I had cleansing, and I was like, yeah, but who's really here to support that? And I had pulled Isis, which I thought was really interesting because she is the goddess that's supporting part of our container. I'm doing this membership, the Soul Journey winter membership, and she's one of the goddesses that's supporting the container. So I thought that was really interesting too. So I will pull a card. I know a lot of people have been asking me like, why is such and such happening now? Or why can't I get past this? Or, what is the thing that's holding me back from moving away from things that I know to be unhealthy for me? Whether it's, something like an addiction, like it could be gambling, it could be the food choices we make, it could be obviously substances. It could be relationships that we don't think are healthy for us, but it's just a challenge to walk away from it. And I do have to say, overall, it's a lesson that we need to learn. It's something that we need to be able to understand. Why do I keep seeking this out, or why do I keep being, I don't know, patient within a relationship that's not, reciprocating like love or compassion, or, treating me with respect or dignity or whatever it might be. And I think it's something that we need to go in. We need to take some time to self-reflect and look at like, what's going on there. And if it is something that has already ended, that the relationship has ended, or that place or time is now past, maybe there's something about forgiveness and healing. I don't know. But a lot of people have been asking me about that. So I feel like that's something that's just been on people's minds collectively. And again, this is the time to go within, to do a little bit of self inventory, see what we need to clear out, see how we can raise our frequency and our vibration. And so it makes sense that my point was, it makes sense that it's coming up for a lot of people. So we'll pull a couple cards just to give us a little bit of clarity on why this is coming up for some of you. And again, if I pull cards collectively, take what resonates, leave the rest. It might be a message for one person. It might be a message for a group. You never really know. Okay, that's hilarious. I always say, like, how does this even happen? So I just pulled a frog spirit, clear out the clutter. Well, if you needed an extra sign or more encouragement to clear out your clutter, Here is Frog Spirit saying that it's time to do that. I absolutely love that. And I wanted to use, and I didn't use all green stones, but for whatever reason, I was like, I want to use all green stones today. And I didn't. Oh, I don't know where my little book is. But I think that's funny. I mean, here he's got, he is green. Let's see what Frog Spirit's message is for anyone. Frog Spirit knows that while all the other frogs are croaking away, this is time for you to simplify and declutter your life so you can feel content on your own lily pad. I love that right there, because I think we get so distracted by the noise of what other people are doing that we do have to give ourselves permission to go within and what is like resonating for me right now. What do I feel like I need to be doing for myself? And that is giving yourself really permission to tap into your inner wisdom, tune out the noise of what other people are doing, and refocus back on yourself. Even though life isn't creating a total cacophony, I don't know if I said that right, we can become drawn to the excitement of lots of noise. I just said that. Then the next thing we know, our schedules and homes are cluttered with commitments we regret making, and objects taking up valuable space. Even relationships need decluttering, as they often become messy. That is so true. I feel like there needs to be that weeding process where we don't want to do it, too forcefully, but we gently kind of prune the things that aren't working. And sometimes it's relationships, and it may not be getting rid of the relationship, but maybe talking about how can we have healthier boundaries? How can we have healthier communication? What can we do so the relationship feels a little bit more balanced? Like it feels like not one person holds all of the control and power in the relationship. Frog Spirit appears to tell you to clean house, prioritize what you need, and get rid of or give away the rest so that you can have some space in your day and in your head. You don't need the old stuff and its stories shouting at you about the past. Along with physical clutter, friendships are something kept long past their expiration date, weighing you down with unnecessary baggage. Now is the time to let go. Whatever you need will appear when you need it, so release the grip on all of that clutter that is making you feel anxious and burdened. Frog Spirit wants you to reclaim your space unencumbered by shoulds, oughts, and could-have-beens. Let go and jump. You are free from all that old stuff. I love that. I love that message, and I love that permission. I'll keep this up here. I love that permission to give ourselves permission to do that. And expiration dates on friendships, that's really interesting. Isn't there? I'm terrible with remembering like jokes and sayings and stuff like that. But there's something about like some people are only here for a season, or, there's something, right? That like sometimes those people aren't meant to be within your life for the entirety of your life, right? And I know there's a grieving process that comes with when we have to release friendships that don't serve us, or any relationship. It doesn't just have to be a friendship. But to have that wisdom to discern between, is this somebody that I want to hold space for in my life, or is it just not serving me? So it's actually the most loving thing that you can do for you and the other person, because if it extends that expiration time, then you're starting to look at feeling resentful and feeling overly frustrated. So Frog Spirit is here to let us know it's time to clear up the clutter. I don't know, maybe something's been holding us back from clearing out the clutter. What could be holding us back from clearing out the clutter? What do we need to know about that process? Because I think it does take a lot of bravery to start to clear out the clutter. You do have to feel like you have a plan and that you have the fortitude to do it. Hopefully you have the support and guidance to do it. If you're local and you need a good person to connect to, or even if you're not local, I have some people that work with clutter clearing. It's energetic and spiritual in nature, and also they do, give you advice for physical clutter clearing. So what is going on with that? Oh, well, there you go. So turkey spirit, give with gratitude and grace. I like this because I was just saying sometimes it feels really scary, daunting to do the clutter clearing. But if we look at whatever we're releasing with gratitude and grace, thank you for being in my life for the period that you were. Thank you providing whatever you provided, even if it's an item of clothing, thank you for bringing me warmth or style or comfort or whatever it might have been. But it's time to let you go, time for you to get rehomed somewhere. And same with other people. We can send gratitude, and we can be graceful in releasing. And I think this reminds me, just also one of the reasons we hold on to stuff. If I let this go, there's not going to be something else left for me later, or there's not going to be something that's going to fill that space. And that's when we get stuck in like lack and scarcity. So if we can get past that piece of lack and scarcity, if we can remind ourselves that whatever we put out is going to be returned to us, right? So if we're releasing something that doesn't serve us currently, we're making space for something that does. So if we can just stay in kind of that mental space of being open to receiving, being open to what gift am I going to receive? What is the bounty that's going to come from that, right? I have a card. Well, this is a different deck totally, but I have my reminder of abundance. This is the energy that I'm personally working with during winter. This is the card that I pulled for myself, White Buffalo. So I'm reminded that there is abundance. We can't dismiss that. We can't minimize that. So maybe that's the piece that we need to. It can ground us. It can center us. It can give us that strength. Erica says, I definitely resonate with that. Oh, well, good. Yeah. So I'm going to pull a third card. I think some people do a lot of things in like even numbers. I think I like to do a lot of things in uneven. I don't know why. I don't know what that is, but I do like to do threes. I don't know. I don't know what that means. So what else do we need to know about this? So sometimes there's like a message, there's a meaning, there's a course of action. I don't know. I feel like most of it's lessons. It's mostly stuff. These are huge. I don't have the biggest hands, and these cards are just so big for my hands. So I end up going really slow. Otherwise, I'm going to knock the entire deck onto the ground, and we only have 70 cards. Okay. So I pulled this one in. Okay. I pulled this one in protection. So Beaver Spirit, lay a solid foundation. I really like this card because I think with that letting go, with that being in that place of gratitude and grace, with remembering that we're going to be afforded abundance, when we stay in that state of receptivity, which I know is hard. It's hard for most of us to stay in that state of receptivity or open to it. Sometimes it doesn't come on our timeline, but to lay a solid foundation. And I think that's exactly what we're doing in winter. We're laying that solid foundation so that we can really thrive in spring. So let's just real quick see what that message is for Beaver Spirit. And again, I pulled him upside down, or her. She's a she. Beaver Spirit has come to warn you, to check for rotten wood in the foundation of your dreams. Perhaps you've built your hopes on faulty promises or wishful thinking that something would work out just because you wanted it to. Oh yeah, we've all been there before. Maybe you made choices from a place of unworthiness, hoping, this one breaks my heart, hoping that once you got what you desired, it would somehow change you and make everything better. I was just posting something about worth and value, so maybe that's a reminder that I need to do that. And you had to face the truth that it didn't. Ouch. Or Beaver Spirit may be telling you that it's time to accept things as they are and perhaps consider abandoning the project, relationship, or situation so that you can make room for something better. Okay, there we go. There's that message again. Perhaps you need to get back and rebuild a solid foundation because what you desire may not be in alignment with what your soul intends. Beaver Spirit says that you can always get busy and build something fresh and new if the desire is true. All manner of miracles can spring up from a new, strong foundation when you remember your partnership with Spirit. We're kind of talking about that. You can always co create with others, with guides, guardians, Spirit. Be clear about what you're building and why. I think the why is important. I'll save that for later. Choosing from a place of worthiness, well-being, and wholeness. Self-understanding and acceptance will provide you with a solid blueprint to begin again. Get busy now. Beaver Spirit says that this is not a time to procrastinate, but it is a time to start building again. Always mindful of the foundation you're laying, trusting that Spirit is co-creating with you. Now, I'm laughing at procrastinating because a lot of people beat themselves up for procrastinating, but you need to know that sometimes procrastination is a sign of something else. It could be a sign of old trauma coming up. It could be a sign of depression. It could be a sign of high anxiety. So don't beat yourself up if you're like, oh, I'm so lazy. I can't get started on this project, or I keep procrastinating. Know that there might be a reason why procrastination is coming up for you. And if it is one of those three things, maybe it is time to seek out just some support, making sure that you're talking to, a trained clinician therapist, somebody that can help you work through that and can support that so you can transform that. But I have to say, wah to the one, maybe you made choices from a place of unworthiness. I think that sometimes happens in relationships and sometimes even our careers, honestly, where we feel like, I'm hoping that this is going to be the one thing that goes right for me, or the one thing that supports me, or if I, get into a relationship, then all the other things are going to, all my other stressors or worries are going to, fall away because I'll be validated that I'm, lovable, right? I'm worthy. And then if that doesn't happen, then we go back to that old self-sabotaging thought of like, I'm not lovable or I'm not worthy. And that's where we get into a lot of trouble, that we can't base our worthiness on these external things. It has to come from something internal, and it really should always be stable. And if it doesn't feel like your worth and value are stable, again, that might be something that you want to work with somebody on. And that could be anybody, it could be a shaman, it could be an energy practitioner, it could be a therapist, it could be a coach, sort of helping with those limiting beliefs or outdated mindset that doesn't serve you. It's probably not super realistic. The other piece that I want to say about this foundation is sometimes it's okay. I was saying this at the end of last year, like I just wanted to blow up my entire practice, just because I wanted to do something new and fresh. And it's okay to give yourself that permission. Don't blow anything literally up, but you can give yourself that permission of like, I've tried something and it's not working for me, so I want to pivot or I want to change. Give yourself that opportunity to be flexible and to see like, if this isn't working, even if people have done it this way for eons, right? If it's not working for you, recognize that and give yourself that permission to go within and sort of think about what would work better for me. What kind of foundation can I lay that feels a little bit more solid? Think about your unique gifts and talents and how you want to express those, how you want to bring them to the world. Think about how you want to not only be service to yourself, but service to others. The areas of life that you see issues with are usually the areas of life that you probably have a potential strength in, so that you can bring that answer to somebody else. So think about, you don't have to blow it up, but maybe you need to abandon the dam and build a new one. Something like that. So we've got a little bit of clutter clearing to do. We've got to stay in that place of gratitude and grace, and think about how we want to lay our solid foundation as our messages for this. So hopefully that was what you were needing. If you're still thinking about what is this cord cutting, or how do I do some energetic clearing for I always say like to blossom into your best version of yourself is kind of the concept for me. reach out, see how we can work together, or reach out to another practitioner that can help. Think about areas of your life that you might need to do a little healing in so that you can grow. And again, there's lots of opportunities for help and support out there. Just make sure that the person that you work with really fits not only who you are, what you see for yourself, your vision for what you want for yourself, but make sure that they're sort of in line with that too, that they're going to be your support and cheerleader as well, as opposed to saying like, I'm just going to make you into a mini me. Like, don't work with those people. Not to badmouth other practitioners, but yeah, just find the person that works just for you. So, and it may not be me, definitely may not be me, but make sure that you find somebody that you're comfortable with. So, okay, so that's all I have for you this week. I'm pretty sure I know what I'm going to do next week, and I will try to remember to schedule the stream. I don't know why, I just totally slipped my mind. But I'll be back next Friday at noon Central, or you can always catch the replay. So I wish everybody well, and I hope that you've experienced a little moment of peace during this. So take care.